Have you set a date for your wedding?
Yes, I have. So why did you care?
What do you mean, why? You know I work shifts, so I'll need to sure I have that day off. I have to find time for shopping to get something to wear and make hair appointments. I have lots of things to do. I've been excited about seeing you get married ever since you were a little girl.
Huh? You're coming to my wedding?
What? Of course I am. You're my daughter.
But I don't want you there.
Huh? Why not?
If you think about it for a moment, I believe you'll understand why.
No, I don't see why I wouldn't go. Why don't you want me there?
Because my fiancé's entire family consists of doctors. They have been doctors for generations. Do you know how embarrassed I would be if my high school dropout mom showed up?
But not having your own mom at your own wedding? Wouldn't that look even worse?
I'll just come up with an excuse like you being sick and unable to go outside or something like that.
Please don't say things like that. Just let me come. I have been eagerly anticipating seeing you all dressed up in your wedding dress, walking down the aisle, for as long as I can remember.
I don't care about that. I don't want you there.
You've never brought this up before. Why are you just bringing this up now? Did someone from his side say something about me?
Nobody has directly said anything about you, but I can sense how they feel. I don't think his parents hold a high opinion of you. They all have MDs or PhDs, and you don't even have a high school diploma. What do you think they'd think of you? The only reason they're letting me marry their son is because I have a degree from a reputable school. Being associated with you is a huge strike against me. Honestly, I'm even considering cutting you out of my life altogether.
What? You don't have to go that far. I raised you your whole life, and now you want to abandon me?
My fiancé is the most important thing to me right now.
I won't do anything to offend anyone in his family. I promise I won't embarrass you.
If you were beautiful and dropped out of high school, maybe that could justify it, but you look like a regular old woman. You've got gray hairs all over the place, and your hands and skin are so wrinkly you look even older than you are. With a high school dropout mom who looks like you, they're going to tease me about it for the rest of my life.
There's nothing I can do about how I look. I've been working from morning till night for the past 20 years just to provide a roof over your head and food on the table. I haven't had the time or money to go to a beauty salon or worry about how my skin looks.
Why wouldn't you care about your own looks? You really should.
You see, your grandfather was living with us because he was too ill to care for himself. I not only had to work to raise you, but I had to look after him too. I had to cover all your grandma's hospital bills before she passed away too. I had to support everyone by myself. By the time both your grandparents had passed away, you were starting college with all the tuition expenses. It's been incredibly challenging for me. No matter how long or hard I worked, it always felt like there wasn't enough money. Can't you empathize with my situation?
Stop with your excuses. Your hard work was a result of your own high school dropout choice. If you had gone to college, you could have had a decent, well-paying job. You brought all this upon yourself. A single mother who dropped out, it's disgraceful. Were you too dumb to finish high school? Is it because you're too stupid?
I couldn't finish high school due to circumstances beyond my control. That's why I was working so hard to make sure you never had to go through what I went through. I wanted to support you through a decent college education. I did it all out of love for you. I hope that seeing you get married and happy would make all my efforts worthwhile.
Why are you trying to make it seem like I owe you for doing this? It's a parent's responsibility to raise and provide for their children. If you weren't prepared to support me until I became an adult, you shouldn't have had me. But you did. So it's only natural that you work hard to provide for me until I can stand on my own.
Why are you talking to me like this? I'm your mom and I love you. I agree with some of your points, but you must understand that everyone faces different circumstances, especially us.
It doesn't matter. You just don't fit in with the kind of family I'm marrying into. You better not come to my wedding. If you truly care about me as you say, you'll stay away. Adeline, why did you say you won't pay for the wedding? The bride's family is supposed to pay. It's tradition. My fiancé's family has already agreed to help out and pay half, so why are you suddenly refusing to pay any of it? Do you know how embarrassed I am right now?
What are you talking about? Why should I pay? You said I'm an embarrassment to you, and you forbid me from attending your wedding. After all the mistreatment you've shown me, you expect me to fund half of it? I'm not giving you another cent for anything ever again. You're an adult now. If you want something, pays for it yourself.
So now you're just going to abandon your own daughter. You're heartless.
Say whatever you wish. Regardless of what you say, you won't receive another cent.
Whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't understand why this comes as a surprise. I'm done with you. I'll never speak to you again, so refrain from attempting to contact me. You're not my mom.
What's this? Are you saying you knew?
What? Knew what?
That none of my blood courses through your veins.
What are you talking about? None of your blood runs through my veins? Is this some kind of joke?
It's no joke.
Huh? Then you mean, are you saying you're not my real...
I knew I would have to disclose it to you at some point, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So I've been trying to keep it a secret from you. When you were only 3 months old, I took you in.
Huh? Wait, hold on, then my parents... My real parents are somewhere, right? Who are they?
Do you want to know who your real mother is?
Of course I want to talk to her. Give me her contact details. I want my real parents to be present at my wedding.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're going to exclude the woman who raised you your whole life, and instead, you'll invite someone you've never met?
Yes. Even though I've never met them, it's better than having the mother of the bride's seat empty at the wedding.
Don't you want to know what kind of person gave birth to you?
Well, of course, but I'm sure they'll be better than a high school dropout. I doubt there is anything worse.
Really? Okay. I don't have your real mom's phone number or address, but I think I have some evidence of who she is somewhere in my house. I'll find it and send it to you. When you see who it is, you can try to locate her yourself and get in touch with her.
Okay, I will. I've always wondered how someone like you could have been my mom. I suspected long ago that you weren't. We've got nothing in common. I've always believed a child should be with their real mom.
I've always treated you as my own daughter. I dedicated my entire life to you. I did all that for you, and you're still going to say something like that?
I told you before to stop acting like I owe you something. I can't believe this. You've had me fooled all this time. I want my real parents at my wedding. Send me whatever information you have right away. You are an imposter. You deceived me again, didn't you? How could I be related to someone like that?
From the way you're acting, I assume you found your real mother, huh?
Yeah, I found her. When I received the records you sent me, my fiancé hired a private investigator to locate her.
Then invite her to your wedding as you wanted. That's what you desired, right?
I'm not inviting someone like that.
Why not? No matter what, she must be a better mother than a high school dropout, right?
I'm not inviting that person to my wedding. She's nothing but a criminal. She attempted to kill someone to obtain insurance money and was imprisoned.
That's true. But she's out of prison now, isn't she? She should be able to attend your wedding.
What in the world is going on here? Explain this to me.
If you must know, your mother is my older sister. She's really beautiful and knows what men desire. Guys have been attracted to her since she was young. Due to that, she always thought she was superior to everyone else, which led our family to dislike her. One day, she decided she wanted to be wealthy, so she married a wealthy man 10 years older than her. However, she seemed to have changed her mind about splitting his money and devised a plan to try to acquire it all. I don't know if she planned on attempting to kill him before they got married, but it seems she wanted all his money and maybe even some extra from his life insurance. Unfortunately, her husband discovered her secret poisoning scheme before her plan could succeed, and she was arrested. By the time all of this came to light, she was already pregnant.
You mean with me?
That's correct. However, her husband wanted nothing to do with the daughter of the woman who tried to kill him, so he refused to take you. At that point, I decided to take you in instead of allowing you to be put up for adoption. My parents used all their savings to hire a lawyer for my sister's defense, but it wasn't enough. The trial costs and the additional expenses for you were overwhelming. I had to quit school and find a job to help my parents and raise you.
So that's why you didn't finish high school?
Some people believed it wasn't worth sacrificing so much for a child with her background. But despite your mom's terrible actions, I didn't think you should suffer for it. I did my best to shield you from the sins of your mom. I knew that associating you with her could make your life even more difficult.
That's why until just last week you tried to keep it a secret from me?
For the past 24 years of your life, I loved and raised you as my own. But it seemed that wasn't enough for you. You wanted more than that. When you said I wasn't your mom, I thought you already knew. So I assumed you wanted to know who your real mom was. I had been contemplating never revealing the truth and taking that secret to my grave.
So you never planned on telling me about my real mom?
First, I wanted to, but my parents thought otherwise. When my sister was imprisoned for attempted murder, my parents were ashamed and wanted to avoid being seen in public. They got rid of almost everything in the house associated with her, including her baby pictures. We moved away from that town, and my parents never spoke of her to anyone again. However, the items I sent you were secretly taken from my parents before they disposed of everything belonging to my sister. I thought it would be best if I had some proof or something that might lead you to your real mom in case you ever wanted to know. Now, I'm glad I kept those things.
No, you sent those things to me so my fiancé would find out, didn't you? You kept those things to use against me, didn't you?
What are you talking about? I gave you those items because you expressed interest in knowing. They helped you find your real mom, didn't they?
Shut up! Think about what you've done. Now, my fiancé's family knows that the bride's mother is a criminal. This is terrible.
Oh, is that worse than her mother being a high school dropout? I guess you never considered that there could be worse things than that, did you?
It's not just that. They know my mom was only after money and tried to kill her husband to get it. What do you think they're going to assume I'm doing?
Well, I can't blame them for that. If I were in your fiancé's position, I'd be concerned that you might attempt the same thing your mom did. I'd be afraid that you could be plotting against me, trying to take my life.
My fiancé's parents said they want to postpone the wedding, which basically means they don't want their son to marry the daughter of a criminal because it would tarnish their reputation. I'm sure it won't be long before they cancel the wedding altogether.
That's not surprising. It's an unfortunate situation.
What are you talking about? You'd say the same thing if this were happening to someone you barely knew.
Because it is. I'm not your mom. You told me that yourself not too long ago.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know my real mom would be such a horrible person.
You chose the person you had never met over the woman who raised you your whole life. I went along with your decision and provided you with the information you wanted so you could find your real mom. You found her. So I'm not your mom anymore, and that means you're not my daughter anymore.
I was angry. It was a slip of the tongue. It could happen to anyone. I didn't mean it.
You didn't say it, you typed it. Are you saying it was just a slip of the finger?
I only have one mom. You know that. You were my mom then, and you're still my mom now.
You can't just switch sides whenever it's convenient for you. Your fiancé is about to leave you, so now you want to come running back to me? Do you think I'm going to fall for that?
Adeline, I'm sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me. Adeline, please, I'm sorry.
I know you meant what you said to me before. Now you have to take responsibility for your decisions. You're supposed to be an adult. If you can't take responsibility for your own actions, I must not have raised you very well. From now on, I won't be looking after you or assisting you in any way. I devoted my entire life to you. I worked hard and provided you with everything I could possibly give you. I have absolutely nothing left to give you, and that includes any love. Following that, Kiera's fiancé's parents strongly opposed the wedding upon discovering Kiera's real mother's identity. Their family was greatly concerned about their public image. They were willing to tolerate my presence as a high school dropout, but they wanted nothing to do with Kiera's biological mother and her actions. As expected, the wedding was called off. Kiera had been quite proud and had been boasting to everyone about her soon-to-be husband, a young doctor, and her upcoming marriage into a family of doctors. However, when she had to announce the cancellation, it was a tremendous embarrassment for her. Adding to her distress, Kiera had a substantial following on social media with numerous friends. When the news about her real mom's imprisonment for attempted murder surfaced, it spread rapidly, and her friends began distancing themselves from her. It appears they were not genuine friends after all. Kiera ended up feeling utterly alone. Perhaps unable to cope with the swift abandonment of those she thought cared about her, she attempted to contact me again. Regrettably, I couldn't bear to engage with her, so I blocked her number. Since then, I haven't heard anything more from her. She is no longer my daughter, so she must learn to navigate life independently. On the other hand, I am no longer responsible for supporting anyone else. My focus will be on my own life from now on. This marks the beginning of a new chapter in my life.